came across a post on a railway board recently. Was there a station at Crwys Road in Cardiff? And it's a very valid reason. This all started with this clipping that came from the South Wales Daily News from 1897, and it mentions some signalling cables were fiddled with between Llanishen and Crwys Road Station. It's interesting to know that even in 1897 there were issues with people fiddling around and trying to make signaling cables, and I do like the bit that's in there, if you look closely, it says they rode for a few hundred yards on a trolley. But let's look at some of the evidence. Now, there are three reasons I don't believe there was a station here. First of all, the maps. Now, I use the National Library of Scotland side-by-side maps, and I have looked through from the earliest map right through to a number of maps through the 1800s, into the 1900s, right up to modern times, and there's no indication whatsoever of a station being here. What's interesting is you look at this map here, you can see there's absolutely nothing here. Fast forward a very small amount of time, a few decades almost, and it's all built up. Likewise, if you look at the track maps that were in this area, there's absolutely no indication whatsoever that there was a station here, and these were extensively created over the years from various maps that have come out of the archives. Secondly, searching through the newspapers again, and it's very easy to find articles from newspapers through the National Library of Wales online collection. And again, I've been able to look and see there's absolutely nothing. There's no reference to Cardiff Crwys Road station at all, apart from this one article. The third reason I don't believe that there was a station here is, believe it or not, trams. You see, Cardiff had an extensive tram network. They would turn up and go, very quick, very efficient, and very cheap. And there were two routes, one that came over the bridge here and one which turned left a bit further down and headed off down towards Woodville Road. Whereas today this is a passenger service, in those days it would have been obviously all about coal, and adding in a station which would have got in the way of the coal trains was not something that they were about to do. So what about the mention of Crwys Road Station? Well, again, there are three things I think it could have been. Firstly, up here, and not very evident on the right hand side, was a load of coal sidings, and there was a coal station there, coal merchants there, and it may have been they were referring to that, but that is a bit of a stretch. Secondly, if I walk off the bridge, you can see this building here. It looks old because it is, and it is Gatay's police station. Is it possible they were talking about Crwys Road police station? Thirdly, and most probably, it was a typesetting error. You see, back end of 1800s, hot metal printing became a thing. Individual words were created out of metal, usually lead, laid out in a frame, and then the prints were taken from it. There was a huge amount that could be found in one newspaper because they didn't use pictures in those days. So the page would be full of words. In this edition, which this story appeared, the snippets about the Rhondda and Swansea Bay Railway, the Port Talbot Railway, tenders for the supply of coal, the Donegal Railway, and also tenders for the repairs to the tramways in Neath. There was a lot on one page. So instead of Llanishen and Crwys Road Station, should this simply have said Llanishen Station and Crwys Road? So even with this station-like building, which was actually a church hall, it is very, very unlikely that there was a railway station here. There's no evidence on the maps, no evidence in the newspapers, very little evidence to suggest there was anything ever here. However, there will be, because this is the site of one of the new stations which Transport for Wales is going to build as part of the turning the Valley lines into a metro. And Crwys Road will have its own two-platform station with lifts which will be accessed from here. These are some of the plans. So all I will say is by 2030 there will be a station here, but there certainly wasn't one in 1897. And if you are thinking, I could come down for that opening, absolutely you could. Moy Road here, some very nice steps, and oh look, a coffee shop right alongside. So hoping that has answered all the questions about Crwys Road Station, or rather lack of Crwys Road Station, and we look forward to there being a Crwys Road Station. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends. I'll be out and about doing more soon. So until next time.